Good morning, ladies and gents. It's Brian. I'm back at Bidwell Canyon Farm, and today I'm working on the Iron Eagle tiny home on wheels. This is a 24-foot pad trailer. Before I buttoned this subfloor up, I wanted to take a quick minute and address all the plumbing choices we've made, how we made these connections, and show you kind of behind the scenes of what's going on underneath this subfloor. Special thanks to Mimo and Pop for picking up this Rockwool insulation. I've been waiting forever. Finally came into the Lousies in Reading. the Lowe's in Reading. I have a few other videos. I'll put the link up here for the part 1 and part 2 of this build. All right, so let's dive into the video. I'm going to show you all the behind and underneath plumbing that's going on with all these units so you get a good idea of what we've done. So just a quick look below the trailer. This is the shower's 2-inch ABS drain. This will be the composting toilet's urine trap drain. And there's a kitchen and bathroom sink drain there. All of these are going to tie in underneath the trailer and then drop into a leach field. I didn't want a bunch of plumbing up in the subfloor or the walls. I want to handle all of that below the trailer. And since we're in a cold climate, I put the P-trap for the shower in the subfloor rather than below the trailer. By code, you want a 2-inch trap below your shower, but in this case, in the tiny home, you don't want your trap exposed outdoors. And I didn't want to cut into the foam. I've seen a lot of folks cut below here into the pink foam. But what I did is I left this proud, even of the subfloor, and I notched a piece of the subfloor out around here. Let me show you what I mean. The shower sits up just enough so it totally spans this P-trap. And once I got it dialed in, I just used furring strips. This is even just a little 1/8-inch piece of plywood to compensate for the ribs on the fittings. Here's a look at that same P-trap with a little of the Rockwool packed around it. You want to be sure to still have loft in your insulation. You don't want to smash it so much that it's compacted because your R value decreases. The base, I used the foam glue to give it a watertight and airtight seal. 2-inch pipe clamps hold it on to the wood framing super securely. So I'm going to finish putting this piece of insulation in, and this last bay will be fixed up. Oh man, the composting toilet just showed up. You know, one feature I really like about it is it feels like home, so that'll be good. And this guy's home, he's actually on a granite rock. Made in Sweden! Pretty excited about this. Over here, we have our composting toilet's drain. This is for the urine. So in our composting toilet setup, the urine is separated from the solids and it will enter the gray water line through this pipe. It goes into this port, which travels inside the body and exits back here out of the back of the unit. You'll notice this trap is kind of not falling because there's going to be flooring that goes below this. So once we get the flooring, this will all fall away. So when you sit down on the seat, this is kind of cool. This button pushes this to the side and your solids go into a biodegradable compost bag, and a little 12-volt fan will be running constantly. That's the fan there. It'll be drawing any odors outside of the tiny home via this vent. This is a 3-inch PVC vent. These are going to act as drain lines as well as an outdoor shower. My main water inlet is going to come up through the wall and into this cavity, which will be a access hatch, kind of a cabinet area that you can pull away, and if you ever had to do any maintenance, you could access it here. And this is our tankless hot water heater. It's a propane heater. It's called a Precision Temp RV550. Probably the most technical aspect of the build thus far, and that's due to the fact that this unit exhausts its hot air and it draws its fresh air in from below the trailer, which requires some precision cuts. Let me pick this thing up out of here and show you what I've done. So this is the bottom of the Precision Temp. This is where the hot air exhausts from. This is the fresh air intake, and this is the pipe they give you from the company. The problem is, in this instance, in our case, we have a 7.5-inch floor, so this isn't going to work. So what I had to do is order an exhaust tail pipe from Advanced Auto Parts, and I'll just show you, it's a 18-inch tailpipe extension, 2 inches inner diameter, which is going to allow us to go straight down through our exhaust port support. Then I need to cut it to length so I have clearance below the trailer and I can mount this tailpiece below. I don't think you want this exhausting straight down in case you had dry grasses or things like that. The back of the unit has your 3/8 copper inlets for hot and cold, and they provide these shark bite fittings that slide on, and they come out to a 1/2 inch. This is your 3/8 male flare gas fitting, and you have your positive and your ground for your 12-volt battery system. I've cut this piece of OSB subfloor out. I headed out some 2x6 and 2x4. I used 4-inch ABS for my exhaust and my intake. As long as you have an inch airspace around your exhaust pipe, you should be fine. There's an issue with the fresh air inlet. You don't want to be pulling air from inside the living space. You want it to come completely from outside. So I found this dryer vent flange, which I'm going to mount here on the body, either caulking or I'm gonna have to open this up to make sure I could put some real shallow self-tapping screws here, but that's gonna give me a solid outdoor air connection. This is gonna be underneath the kitchen cabinet area, so you won't see this area, but if I ever had to access it, I could. I've used very thin 1/8 inch ply to shim that pipe exactly where I needed it. This one I notched out that so it would securely hold this pipe. But these aren't going anywhere. They're also sitting up proud about a 1/4 inch past what I need to accommodate for the flooring that's going to go on top of the OSB. The pop-off sleeves inside of this pipe I've also sealed with the polystyrene glue around the insulation, and I've just lightly stuffed some of the Rockwool back in these openings. Look at that custom deluxe piece of insulation right there. Rockwool is pretty cool. I've just drilled these out with my hole saw, the same one I used for these exhaust manifolds, and that worked out pretty well, I would say. We have a range that's going to go in over here at this gas line. I'm using 1/2 inch black iron pipe below this trailer. So here's our black iron. It's running right down this framework, tees up to the range over there, curves up into the hot water heater over here. The challenge I am finding is I'm gonna have to run it over these axles, and that's gonna require me to weld on a bump stop so those axles won't travel up and kink that hose. Because the reason for that is the propane tanks are at the front of the trailer. I have a wall heater going in about here. So, you know, that's as streamlined as I could have made it. All right, team, that is a wrap on today's tiny home plumbing video. There was a lot to unpackage here. I hope you found some useful information. If you did, please consider hitting the thumbs up. That really helps the video get some traction in YouTube. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and join the fam. I love hearing from you guys. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments below. I will put links down below in the description for all the pieces and parts I've shown you in this video. I can't wait to see you on the next one. Until then, shaka. Oh yeah, it's been a while. I got some new glasses. Check these babies out. They're red on the back. Isn't that just technical? Thought you might enjoy that. They're pretty cool. They're kind of bigger than my old ones, but they're clearer. I can definitely see better because they're not scratched up. So new specs, new rims for y'all. Leave me a comment. What do you think? Give me a thumbs up if you like these glasses. If you think they're geeky, give me a thumbs down, okay? I hope you think they're cool.